from Chelsea this, keeping a hold of the ball, making Liverpool do the work, making them step from side to side. Just now at Champong, goes square to Gusto. Gusto into the heart of the back four with Badiashile once again. Nice ball forward, finds Joao Pedro, quick pass back to Caicedo, it's a poor one, and now maybe Liverpool can commit bodies forward. Salah, right hand side, Trivela ball to Isak with the header, just over the bar. Think it's caught the roof of the net on its way out of play. What a phenomenal ball that was from Mohamed Salah, and I actually think Isak's done pretty well there to get it as close as he did.
Oh, what a ball. That would have been one of the assists of the season from Mo Salah. If he gets that, it's just lovely weighted. It's over the head of Achimpong, isn't it? And I think, unfortunately for Isak, because he's there, it just gets in his way a little bit, if you will. And as you respawn, it just grazes over the top of the bar there. It's one of them where it's a big chance, but it's not a big chance, if you get what I mean, because it's, yes, lovely ball, lovely header, but that would have been a world-class goal at the same time if it happens. That'll give Liverpool a bit of confidence, though, because you're right, Chelsea were knocking it around for 2 or 3 minutes, but then it was a poor pass in the middle, and Liverpool hit on the counter and nearly got a goal. I think they will do well, though. That's poor from Gakpo, but forward comes Chelsea still. Again, they look at just a second off tackles, a second off fouls, don't they? Whereas Chelsea just get the foot in there first. It's a cheap foul, it is, but again, Liverpool, as soon as I think they're getting in the game,
ไปแล้วโอซาร่าเปิดไอ้เหี้ยมงโอ้โหอีซักไอ้เหี้ยเกือบแล้ว
Once again, Liverpool have got to reshape themselves in order to try and get the ball back as we're ticking closer and closer towards half time. Garnacho left hand side, one way then the other, trying to get away from Conor Bradley. He's thrown himself in the air there, Garnacho, and he's conned Anthony Taylor into giving a free kick. I look forward to seeing the replay and seeing just how minimal the contact was. There's absolutely nothing in that whatsoever. We'll see it now. Garnacho thinks he's gotten away from Bradley, cuts back in on himself. He doesn't actually touch him. I cannot believe Anthony Taylor's fallen for that.
I think Garnacho, covered him a lot of times at Manchester United, he's such a frustrating player to watch that I think if I was a midfielder after seeing that, maybe going at half time when you see some highlights, I'd be sitting there, right, someone
พาเมอร์มันใส่เบอร์อะไรวะมันเปลี่ยนเบอร์แล้วเหรอมันไม่ได้ใส่เบอร์20แล้วเหรอ
ลงว่า
ไม่ได้ลงหรือเปล่าพาเมอร์เจ็บเหรอเจ็บไอ้เหี้ยว่าพาเมอร์เจ็บเฉยเลย
Yeah, I think you do. It's a good opportunity to swing this ball into the box and cause an issue. It's going to be Reece James to take towards the near post, not properly dealt with by Conor Bradley. McAllister will gather inside the penalty area, just hook it up into the night sky. Salah's going to battle with Pedro Neto to try and get there. Badiashile will then just move it out of play for a goal kick. With a minute left to go until half time, you can imagine that is going to be the last action of the first half. I don't know why we're seeing another replay.
Gonna show Man U เหรอ
ย้ายมานานแล้ว
หรอ
It's a goal worthy of winning any game. And
ทำไมถึงย้ายวะ
currently it's the goal that's winning Chelsea this one. It's just it gets better every time you see it. It really does.
กูว่าเดี๋ยวโดนเปลี่ยนออกเชื่อกูวะ
He's been fouled from behind there by Joao Pedro. Good from Canate, lazy from Joao Pedro, but does stop an attack.
ดูทรงน่าจะเหมือนน่าจะโดนเปลี่ยนออก
No real issues for him. Canate now in possession under pressure from Garnacho. We'll go back to Mamardashvili. Georgian goalkeeper then plays it forward to Virgil van Dijk. Now with Milos Kerkez. Van Dijk just tells him to go back to Mamardashvili. He will open his body up. He's looking like he's going to send this one long. Indeed he is. Down the right hand side. Nowhere near Salah. Kukurea will head away. And I assume once Conor Bradley gets this in, Canate makes another couple of passes. That is going to be half time because we're past the 2 minutes added on. And indeed it is going to be half time. Pretty even contest in that first half. Neither team playing their best.
เพิ่งย้ายมาฤดูกาลนี้ใช่ป่ะ
It's a moment of magic from Moises Caicedo.
ย้ายมาจากแมนยูเลยเหรอ
15 minutes, which is
ตรงแมนยูเลยเหรอ
beaten on Premier League debut by an absolute rocket from the Ecuadorian midfielder. Isak's had a chance with his head. Kerkez had another good shooting opportunity that he chose to square instead. But half time,
นี่อ่ะ45 ล้าน
Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0.
45 ล้าน45 ล้านยูโรเจ้าไปดูไปก็ไอ้นี่ในอุ่นเครื่องเนาะในบอลน่ะแบตลี่ทำไมไม่แดง ไม่แน่ใจเหมือนกันพี่ณัฐพงศ์ ก็อยากให้มันแดงอยู่แต่มันไม่แดงอะไรเชลซีอุตส่าห์นำแล้วถ้าลิเวอร์พูลแพ้นี่นัดที่แล้วก็แพ้มาใช่ไหมแพ้นัดนี้แพ้3 นัดติดเลยเนี่ยอะไรเพื่อนจบครึ่งแรกนะครับเพื่อนๆก็เชลซีนะนำก่อนนะจากมอนไกเซโดนะเพื่อนยิงสวยด้วยนะแล้วยิงดีด้วยอ่ะไกเซโดอ่ะ
Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down.
แมนยูคลีนชีทนัดเดียวอวยประตูชิบหายเลย
Absolutely hits a bullet of a strike
เฮ้ย
into
สัตว์ใน
the
วิ
top
ตเตอร์
corner.
ฝรั่งก็ยังอวยเลย
Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance at
อวยกันจังครับเพราะท่านทำเพื่อคนไทย
Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one
เพื่อนๆว่าครึ่งหลังมันจะจบยังไงอ่ะพี่ณัฐพงศ์ผมว่าชนะอยู่แล้วเชลซีอ่ะลิเวอร์พูลไม่ชนะหรอก
Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner.
ดูทรงแล้วเสร็จลิเวอร์พูล
Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner.
เนี่ยจองไหมไอ้พวกช้างเผือกอะไปจากต้นปี
จองมันต้องจองเดินไหมอ่ะ
เดิน8 กิโลเองก็เดินไปเรื่อยๆทำไมมันนอนค้างคืนอยู่แล้วไง
นอนคือเดินตาย
ไม่เห็นเป็นไรเลยเนี่ยมันให้จองผ่านระบบ Google Form
but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca.
แต่พูดถึงไอ้ที่ทำไมแฟนลิเวอร์พูลไม่อยากได้กักโปวะ กูเห็นแม่งมีแต่คนด่ากักโปเขาอยากเปลี่ยนหมดอ่ะไอ้นี่แล้วนี่โดนดรอปจนเนี่ยฟารานวิงเนี่ยไอ้เหี้ยกูเห็นมีกระแสว่าต้องดรอปมันก็ดรอปจริงๆอ่ะ
But it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely
ยิงสวยด้วยนะลูกยิงดิยิงยังสวยไอ้สัตว์โอ้โหยิงโคตรสวยเลย Caicedo.
Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide. But it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide. But it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide. But it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide.
แฟนแมนยูเชียร์เชลซีครับเพราะว่าลิเวอร์พูลจะแพ้3 นัดติด สวัสดีครับพี่จักรินนั่นเลยผมว่าเชียร์เชลซีอยู่แล้วแฟนเซนอลอย่างผมอ่ะคาร์โชมันเล่นดีวะคาร์โชเนี่ยมาอยู่เชลซีมันได้ยิงยังวะยังไม่ได้ยิงเลยเนี่ยเพิ่งลงเล่นเองเพิ่งลงเล่นนัดแรกเลยมีความสุขที่แมนยูเก็บ3 แต้มดีใจด้วยครับพี่ดีใจด้วยดีใจด้วยนะที่แมนยูเก็บ3 แต้ม
Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide. But it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide. But it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike
ใช่
from
เก็บคินชีส
Moises
ได้ด้วยใช่
Caicedo.
พี่
It's
ยัง
the
ได้ผลัก
Blues
จ
who
ริงๆ
lead
นะ
the
น่ะ
Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge.
โอ้
It's Chelsea 1 at
เหลี่ยมไม่ดี
Liverpool
แล้ว
nil
แต่ก็
at
มันผลักกับ
half
ผลัก
time.
แน่แต่ไม่รู้
Moises
ว่าแรงเปล่า
Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo
อ๋อ
Maresca's
ฟิง
side
โป
who
ง
lead
ไง
1-0 after half-time. Thanks
อั
to
นนี้
a
ก็เล่นได้
wonder
โอโจ
strike
โก
from
เมก็อยู่
Moises Caicedo. It's the Blues
โอ้
who
มี
lead
แบ็
the
คฝ่าย
Reds
เยอะ
this evening
แบ
at
ดนี่
Stamford
จะ
Bridge.
ต้องโดน
It's
อ่ะ
Chelsea 1 at Liverpool
แบด
0
นี่ได้น่าจะต้องพักก็แหละ
half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to
แพ้เป็น
stride
พระ
into
ช
the
นะเป็น
Liverpool
ไม้
half.
ลิเวอ
No
ร์พูล
one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili
เดี๋ยว
could
ก็
do.
ชนะ
Gets
ลิ
even
เวอร์พูลอ่ะ
fingertips onto it,
อย่า
but
ไป
still
ว่าเขา
into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead
ก็คือ
1-0
มีบอล
at
เหล็กเอาไว้
half-time. Thanks to a wonder
คืน
strike
เนี้ย
from Moises
เหมือน
Caicedo,
จะมีบัล
it's
ลิก
the
ปะ
Blues who lead the Reds
บัล
this
ลิกก็
evening at
ฟอร์มต
Stamford
ก
Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at
เนี่ยบัล
Liverpool
ลิกตี
0
2เลย
at
เนี่ย
half-time.
บาเยิร์น
Moises
อ่ะ บา
Caicedo
เยิร์น
was
นำ
just
2-0
allowed to
อะ
stride
อะ
into the Liverpool half.
ใคร
No one wanted to close down the South
ใคร
American,
ยิงแฮร์
and
รี่
he
เคนกูว่า
absolutely
แล้ว
hits a
เฮีย
bullet of a
เห็น
strike
ทุกนัด
into
แม่ง
the
มี
top
ชื่อแฮร์
corner.
รี่เคนอย่างเดียวเลย
Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but
ดู
still
ทีมเลย
into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike
ดู
from
ดิเฮีย
Moises
แฮร์รี่เคน
Caicedo,
อะ
it's the Blues who lead the
สัต
Reds
ว์ยิง
this evening at
มีส่วนร่วม
Stamford
กับ
Bridge.
13 ประตู
Chelsea
แล้วอ่ะ
1 at Liverpool 0
โอ้โห
at
สุดยอดจริง
half-time. Moises Caicedo was
โอ
just
เค
allowed to stride into the
แน่
Liverpool
นอน
half.
ว่ะ
No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed
ทุก
chance
การ
that
นี้
went
แม่งเตะ
wide,
ไปกี่นั
but
ด
it's
เอ
the
ง
Blues.
เฮีย
Enzo
บาเยิร์นอ่ะ
Maresca's
แฮ
side
ร์
who
รี่เคน
lead
แม่งมี
1-0
ส่วนร่วมมา
after
13 ลูก
half-time.
แล้ว
Thanks to a wonder
เตะ
strike
ไป
from
6 นัดเอง
Moises
นะ
Caicedo,
เฮีย
it's the Blues
ดู
who
ดิ
lead the
โคตร
Reds
โหด
this
อ่ะ
evening at Stamford Bridge.
แฮร์รี่
It's
เคน
Chelsea
อ่ะ
1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises
เฮ้ยนิโคลัส
Caicedo
แจ็ค
was
สัน
just
นี่
allowed
เข้า
to
อยู่นี่
stride
นะเนี่ย
into the Liverpool half.
ยืม
No
ตัว
one wanted to close down
หลุย
the
ดี
South
อาร์ต
American, and he
ซื้อตัวน้อยนะจ
absolutely
ริง
hits
ๆ
a
เนาะ
bullet of a
ปี
strike
เนี้ย
into the top
ซื้อ
corner.
ไม่กี่ตัวเอง
Nothing
ตัวห
Mamardashvili
ลักๆก็
could
มีหลุย
do.
ดี
Gets
อาร์ต
even fingertips
มี
onto
โจ
it, but
นาธาน
still
เต้เนี่ย
into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went
แล้ว
wide,
ก็นิโค
but
ลัส
it's
แจ็
the
คสัน
Blues. Enzo
นักเตะ
Maresca's
ออก
side
อ่ะ
who lead 1-0 after half-time.
มี
Thanks
มุ
to
ลเลอ
a
ร์
wonder strike from Moises Caicedo,
มี
it's
นี่
the
นัด
Blues
ไป
who
จาก
lead
เปอ
the
ร์เนี่ย
Reds this
จาบา
evening
ริ
at
ยา
Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises
มี
Caicedo
โก
was just
มอง
allowed to stride
อ๋อ
into the
โก
Liverpool half. No one wanted to
โก
close
มอง
down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike
ก็
into
ป
the
ระมาณ
top
นี้
corner.
บาเยิร์น
Nothing
ไม่มีอะไรมาก
Mamardashvili could do. Gets even
สถิ
fingertips
ติ
onto
ลิเวอ
it,
ร์
but
พูลไป
still
เยือนเชล
into
ซี
the top
ผลงาน
corner.
ไม่ดี
Easy kind of
นี่ครับ
headed
เปลี่ยน
chance that
แล้ว
went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time.
อ๋อฟอร์ม
Thanks
ไม่
to
มี
a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at
แพ้ก็นัด
half-time.
ไป
Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. Nothing Mamardashvili could do. Gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Easy kind of headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues. Enzo Maresca's side who lead 1-0 after half-time. Thanks to a wonder strike from Moises Caicedo, it's the Blues who lead the Reds this evening at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1 at Liverpool 0 at half-time. Moises Caicedo was just allowed to stride into the Liverpool half. No one wanted to close down the South American, and he absolutely hits a bullet of a strike into the top corner. I think Mamardashvili could do, gets even fingertips onto it, but still into the top corner. Isaac had a headed chance that went wide, but it's the Blues, Enzo Maresca's side, who lead 1-0 at half-time. And we'll leave that right there as we are at the start of the second half of this game at Stamford Bridge, and forward come Liverpool early on. Salah into the area. Strike that just goes wide. What a start to the second half that would have been for the Reds, coming out firing out of the traps. It was a poor pass picked up by Gakpo. A bit of a bobble in the area. Forward comes a Dutch midfielder into Wirtz. He's on lovely back heel into Salah. And it's his strike that just goes wide. There's been a change at half-time. If you can already hear that, I've mentioned Florian Wirtz is on for Conor Bradley. Yellow card in fullback. Coming on, can imagine. Dominic Szoboszlai reverting to a right back role that he's almost been inserted into this season. Wirtz playing as that number 10, just in behind Alexander. Easy, 6 minutes on the clock. It's Chelsea and Liverpool. It's independent off-tube studio commentary of the Saturday evening clash in the Premier League. Bring you the lineups in full in a moment. That's the only change there has been.
Enzo.
In a moment, it's myself, Lewis Raftery, joined by Luke Ashurst to take you through this second half. And first coming on for Bradley, right back. Do you think that's more a change of the...
เฮ้ยสไลด์ยิงเรียบร้อยเฮ้ย
เหลือจะเชื่อ
เฮ้ย
ลูกอย่างนี้ยิงออก
ไม่เข้า
ต้องเข้าแล้ว
โอ้แล้วควายสวยจัดเลยอ่ะลูกนี้ควายยอมรับควายสวยจริงเนี่ยดูควายดิเนี่ยโอ้โหโคตรน่าเข้าเลยอ่ะ
ลูกนี้เหมือนจะควายมาเล่นเองนะ
ไม่รู้ว่ะเฮ้ยเหมือนควายส่งไม่ได้เล่นเองหรอกลองดูดีๆดิควายเล่นเองน่าจะเบากว่านี้เหมือนมัน
having signed Jeremy Frimpong and having kept Conor Bradley at the club to need to be making a decision as to, okay, do I play my starting number 10 at fullback, and where do I fit in my £35 million fullback who currently I don't trust at fullback?
You'd have to agree with that long ball forward. Wirtz dropping a little bit deeper that time, trying to link up play. But then when the long ball's played forward for Isaac, well, he's not there to help Powers forward. I will say Salah's a little bit further forward, almost as a second striker. Szoboszlai is very asymmetric, if you will. Well, the correct lineup is for Liverpool. A lot less rigid, a lot more fluidity to it. Salah on the right-hand side. Looks a dink one in, blocked away. Szoboszlai will keep it alive. Back to Konate. Everyone inside the Chelsea half. Swings it out back to the Egyptian. Salah ball. For Wirtz on the edge of the area, great block away by Badiashile. Quickly then the lineups as Chelsea actually look to spring a counter attack. It's Sanchez in goal for the Blues. Gusto, Achimpong, Badiashile and Cucurella the back four. Skipper James and Caicedo are the two holders. Neto, Fernandez, Garnacho and Pedro the front four.
ไกเซโดเนี่ยอยู่เท่าไหร่25 เองอ่ะโอ้โหเท่อีกไกลเลยอ่ะดูดิเชลซีชุดเนี้ยนะโอ้โหเด็กๆทั้งนั้นเลยอ่ะเนโต้อ่ะ25แต่ช่วง21เจ้าเปโดอ่ะ24มีลิเจมั้งเนี่ยแก่สุดอ่ะลิเจมัน25เหรอโอ้ยเย็นเค้โอ้โหมีใครแก่มั้งวะเนี่ยดูดิเนี่ย27เนี่ย27อายุมากสุดไอ้เย็ดเก้โอ้โหเชลซีตัวสำรองไม่มีใครแก่อะสำรองอ่ะเนี่ยโคพาเมอร์โอ้โหไม่กันเด็กทั้งนั้นเชลซีอ่ะเนี่ยที่นี่เก่งไอ้โบนาเต้เนี่ยซื้อมาจากไหนเนี่ย
actually the outside of the post, but
a little bit too
wide for it to go in the back of the net.
Good
corners to Liverpool, only one for Chelsea. No, big chances are, to me at least, a very much an opinionated stat, but 2 for Liverpool and 0 for
ไม่มีโค
Chelsea
ฟาร์เมอร์ ไม่
Kirkers.
มีคนสร้างสรรค์เลยเนาะ
It's inside
เชลซี
the
ดู
Liverpool half.
ไม่มีคนสร้างสรรค์เก
Canate.
มเลย
Liverpool looking a little bit more
เนโต้มันไม่ได้
patient
ตัวสร้างสรรค์นะมันตัว
to
ลาก
play
เลื้
the
อย
ball slower a little bit easier.
สำหรับเน
Two
โต้
set
อะ
balls line was a bobbling ball for the Hungarian to deal with. 5 minutes into the second half, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0. 50 minutes on the clock. Do look at the table. I know everything can change. We've got a long game still to go. Liverpool will sit second, a point behind Arsenal after they picked up 3 against the Hammers this afternoon at the Emirates, whereas Chelsea will sit 6 in the table. Verts, that's a poor pass, but off the elbow of Gusto, so I think he'll get away with one there, and Liverpool will get a free kick. As I say, though, Chelsea will sit in 6 on 11 points, 4 behind the Reds, 5 behind the leaders. Arsenal, of course, we already spoke about so many games to come tomorrow, though, so a lot of changes can be had. For example, Palace are playing a few teams in the upper positions of the Premier League are playing Cucurella, and he's does so well to keep that in play. Loses the ball, but it was almost a lost cause for him to keep it in play in the first place. Garnacho, though, he loses out to Isak. Salah into Gravenberch. This is a chance maybe for the Reds. Gravenberch goes for goal. First shot on target for the Reds, but straight down the throat of Robert Sanchez, and almost a bit of catching and shooting practice there for the Spaniard in the Blues goal. But that's better from Liverpool, because a lot of times they've tried to win the ball high up the field on that counter press, if you will. They've made the wrong decision, they've been countered. That time, good tackle, good win. But here comes Chelsea. I'll bring Luke in a moment. João Pedro flying forward. That's a heavy touch. He'll go for goal. Blocked away well by Van Dijk. It'll fall though for Pedro Neto. Plays it into Reece James. Poor pass. Good positioning there from Kirkers. And
เว็บหนึ่งยิงไม่ได้แอสซิสต์ไม่ได้เลยใช่ปะ
always go long.
ใช่
Kirkers does, but he finds a decent pass in Isak. That's a poor first touch, and
มั
then
น
it
ยิงไม่
bobbles off Isak
ยิงไม่ได้
out for a throw-in. But in terms of pressing after losing the ball from Gravenberch, Salah, and Sabozza on the right hand side, much better timing.
Yeah, absolutely.
แต่ไอ้ผู้
Really,
ตัดสิ
really
นแม่ง
good
พี
from
เนี่ยแม่ง
Liverpool,
ต้น
putting the
ตีน
squeeze on when it's
เป่าแต่
appropriate,
นั้นไม่เคยเหมือนกันเลย
not getting ahead of
ไม่มี
themselves,
มาตรฐาน
and find themselves chasing after lost causes. But it
นี่ไง
needs to
ครั
be
บเฮ้ย
a sustained period of that. They
ไม่ซ้ำ
need
ผ
to
ม
have
ไม่
a
อยากอยู่
period
ลิเวอ
where
ร์พู
they
ล
control the game, they call the shots, and they're the ones making the decisions. As again,
so
Chelsea
I'll-
coming down
I'll
left
ying.
hand side this time,
Oh,
Szoboszlai
Kaiwana.
deals with Garnacho, and Mamardashvili
back.
can get it clear, at least into the midfield, and Liverpool can get going once again.
Ball forward down the right hand side for Salah. He's on a one-on-one against Badiashile. Forward come the Reds. Will Salah cut inside his left boot? Yes, he will. Cuts inside. Keeps going. Strike a goal! Just over the bar and into the travelling Liverpool supporters there. But once again, they're getting in behind Chelsea. In the first half, I think if the ball goes in, Salah doesn't get the support that he had there.
เอ้า
Cucurella was found
ไอ้เหี้ย
first time
จ่ายอะไรของมึงวะ
this evening. Salah again just given the opportunity. You know he's going to cut inside and cut inside. It's good defending from Caicedo to get in his way to block it. So Salah almost has to get a bit too much curl on it. But again, I'm already seeing more impressive positive signs from this Liverpool side in the second half, more than I probably did in the first 45.
Yeah, much better from Liverpool already in the opening 10 minutes or so. Looking a lot more comfortable on the ball. And this is a worry for Chelsea. Badiashile is on the deck with an issue. So the physios come on. They are short when it comes to defenders at the minute. Fofana out injured. Colwell out injured. Chalobah suspended.
ไป
Tosin Adarabioyo
โอ้โห
injured.
เลยอะโอ้โหกัน
The
นะโชค
only recognised defender they've got on the bench is Jarell Hatto, and he's a
Oh,
bit
Hatto
more of a
was
left back
actually
than he is a
on.
centre half.
Yeah.
This is far from ideal for Chelsea, shall we say?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah, Hatto.
เอาแล้วซาร่าเอายิงโอ้โหเหี้ยข้ามคาน
By trade, probably plays there a lot of times just to see. We're already seeing a change being prepped by Liverpool. Looks like Andy Robertson is going to come.
Curtis Jones is getting ready as well.
Yeah, he's spot on. Jones looks like he's ready to go, and there will be a double substitution, but Robertson's at least got his jersey on, and Jones will follow in just a moment. I could assume Robertson is for Kirkers, that's left back for left back, that would be my assumption. But Jones, maybe for McAllister, maybe for Gravenberch. Sabozza hasn't really put a foot wrong so far, playing at right back, so we'll have to wait and see. Looks like coming on though will be Lavia, number 45. He will be the man to come on, I can assume, for Benoit Badiashile. So maybe it's just a defensive midfielder. He's going to drop in.
แจ็คเกอร์ลิตก็เล่นดีไม่เหรอวะอยู่เอเวอร์ตัน
That's
อ่ะ
my assumption. Just waiting
So,
for full confirmation on that. Yes, so number 5, Benoit Badiashile is off, and the Belgian Romain Lavia is onto the field of play. So Again, instead of playing maybe a left back who's better at left back,
But
centre back,
back,
he's more
you
into a
know.
defensive midfielder right.
โคกคอมเมอร์
Drop a
เจ็บ
little
นาน
bit
ด้วยโคกคอ
deeper.
มเมอร์
Well, I will say, Lavia, I'm not trying to say he's a slow
นี่ไง
player,
กล้ามเนื้อ
but
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
getting behind him a little bit more in
Can
his
he?
position as a centre back might be a bit here, there, and everywhere. Robertson is coming on for Kirkes, and then we're just waiting for confirmation on the second one for Liverpool. Not the first time in a game early on that Kirkes has come off for Robertson. Waiting on confirmation, it will be, I believe, Ibrahima Kanate who will be coming off for Curtis Jones. So, I'm not too sure. Will maybe Robertson go into the back with Van Dijk?
No, it'll be Gravenberch who slots in at centre half. So it'll be a back four of Robertson, Van Dijk, Gravenberch, and Soberslai. And then a midfield two of McAllister and Jones with Gakpo, Wirtz, and Salah behind Isak. You can see it there, Gravenberch alongside Soberslai and Van Dijk. This is very much, I think, Arne Slot laying down the marker, saying if you do not perform, I will change things, I will bring you off. I actually think Kanate slightly grew into the game. I'm more shocked with the Kirkes one. I really didn't think Kirkes was having a bad game at all. Who knows? Who knows? What I would say is I think we're edging closer and closer to Axel Disasi finding himself back in the Chelsea squad. Obviously, him and Raheem Sterling are being left to train on their own. How much longer can Chelsea leave it before we see him? Before Disasi back in at centre half. Well, that was a strong challenge there. Referee's quickly given a throw in, and Liverpool will play quickly. Reece James, by the way, has gone in at centre half, not Romeo Lavia. So Lavia's gone into his usual centre midfield position, and Reece James is now covering at centre half.
Yes, we've got covers in a lot of areas right now, haven't we? Gravenberch covering really centre back. I know that's more of a made change. And then Reece James, the skipper, in at centre back. Ball forward, well intercepted by Jones. I think I'm surprised he hasn't been maybe given a lot more minutes this season by but I think you're right, Luke. It's more just maybe setting out a marker for players there and everywhere. That's a poor pass from McAllister. If you set out a marker, I'm surprised McAllister's still on the field, if I'm quite honest. James is having a word with the referee. As you said, it was a big tackle between him and Gakpo. I think both of them went in, if I'm quite honest. I don't think it was a foul by James or Gakpo. I just think both players went in a little bit too recklessly for my liking. Thomas Tuchel seeing pictures of the England manager in the stands. Ball forward into the path of Garnacho, into the penalty area, across the face of goal, looking for João Pedro. No one's there though. Good tackle by Andy Robertson as well to keep the attack just at a slower pace. Pedro Neto will pick it up on the right hand side. Will he swing it in? He won't wait for Lavia. Good tackle by Wirtz. That was a live and good play from the German into Gakpo. He runs into 3 Chelsea players. That's poor from Gakpo. Then a pass into Enzo Fernandez. Heavy first touch. Ball forward looking for Salah. Too much on it. And into the arms of Robert Sanchez it goes. 58 minutes on the clock at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0. But now those changes have been made. Again, there's a lot of players out of position right now. So I think you might find a lot of room on this pitch for players. Again, Reece James, great players. He's centre back, no. So you might see a little bit of space open up in spaces you're not used to because players are out of position.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think this game could prove to be a bit more open. However, you could also see players just sit a little bit deeper, try and make things a little bit tighter when they know they're not necessarily in the right places. One thing you wouldn't expect is Reece James' passing to be that poor. He's just allowed Liverpool to get back on the attack with a really poor pass down the line.
Isak takes a throw in quickly. McAllister next to his new partner in midfield, Curtis Jones. Wirtz, good first touch out of his feet coming forward. That's a great tackle from Caicedo there. Then Lavia sells McAllister forward and come the Blues down the left hand side with Cucurella. Looking for an option in Garnacho. Looks to make a run at Szoboszlai. Down the left hand side to Cucurella. Dinks one in at the back post. Neto's there. Header will go wide of the mark. And it will go out of play for a Liverpool goal kick. Again, it's just a little bit too easy moving through the gears there, if you will, I think, for the side, unfortunately. Again, Neto, I think he actually just come off, or is he about to come off? No, sorry, if he's just getting the football. I thought he was shaking hands saying he was going to go off. It will be a corner, apologies, a little bit of a deflection there. Goals from corners this season, most, of course, Arsenal on top of the tree with 6. But Chelsea are there in second place with 5, only 1 behind the Gunners. Right arm in the air by Pedro Neto. waiting for options. It's an in-swinger into the front post, headed away well by Van Dijk. Might be a counter-attack on if Verts can get there in front of Caicedo. No, he can't, but Caicedo only knocks it out for a throw-in on the left-hand side for Liverpool, so they can keep going and keep this chance motoring. Back it goes to Mamardashvili, so they slow it down completely instead of doing what I thought they were going to do and come forward, still inside their own penalty area. Mamardashvili clears it long, hour mark, it's still 1-0 to the Blues, long ball forward looking for Isak. Again, maybe a bit of a mismatch there against James, if you will. James is a strong player, but Isak definitely beats him on height. And again, go against a player who's in and out of position at the moment. Sanchez plays it long, Van Dijk is very high, wins the ball, and Gravenberch puts it right up into the London sky. Van Dijk brings it down with a header. It's a bit helter-skelter at the moment. Caicedo plays it to the left-hand side to Cucurella. Van Dijk is well out of position. Chelsea not taking advantage of it though at the moment. Fernandes has it. What for? We want to swing one wide to Pedro Neto there on the right-hand side. Gusto. Now he gets it into Neto, likes his chances with a run against Robertson. Does Robertson bring him down? No, I think it's a good decision from the referee. Verts swings it wide to Robertson. Poor pass, he's passing it to to Anthony Taylor there. That was poor from Robertson. Goes from winning the ball well to giving away a poor foul. Now forward comes Chelsea, down the left with Garnacho. Cuts inside again. A little bit obvious, but gets away with it. Slows the attack down and Chelsea still have the ball. Chelsea being very comfortable on the ball. Neto is going to get a run against Robertson here. Robertson's backing off and Neto dinks one into the box. At the back six, Szoboszlai. Does he get a touch on that? Will it go out for a goal kick? Doesn't it? Actually, I think he just more puts Garnacho off. Szoboszlai wants to get on with it. It is a goal kick for Liverpool. And right now, because of these substitutions, the game is it's wide open. Next goal will be ever so important. But you just see mistakes being made from both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And you expect that when the tensions are so high and it's a game that matters so much to both teams. Said it in the first half, didn't we, that this is always a game which produces because of how much it means to both sides and, you know, the history between the two clubs. So you always expect, as the game goes on, it becomes tenser and tenser and there's more pressure on these players to really produce something.
Salah on the right-hand side, can he pick out a teammate? Uses the overlapping run of Szoboszlai, dinks one into the box, looking for Isak. Will it fall for Gakpo? It does! Liverpool have their equaliser just after the hour mark. Lovely ball in from Salah. Isak keeps it alive, and Cody Gakpo gets on the score sheet. Arne Slot will know that is ever important. Doesn't give them the lead, but gets them back into the game. Does the Dutchman. That is his 43rd goal, second of the season for Liverpool. It's coming at an important time. Lovely ball in by Szoboszlai, and again, just keeping it alive there. I'm assuming he takes a touch wanting to bring it down for himself. Actually ends up being a lovely assist for Gakpo. Gets there in front of his defender. Liverpool have an equaliser. Chelsea won, Liverpool won.
I think that's absolutely world class, that from Alexander Isak. The way he's holding off a defender. Reece James, fullback or centre back, don't care. If you can hold off a defender like that and spin the ball with your foot to turn it round the corner and find Cody Gakpo, it's absolutely superb. But a brilliant run from Cody Gakpo as well. Salah links up with Szoboszlai on the far side. That is so much better for Liverpool. Momentum on their side now. Plenty of time to go find a winner.
It is very much on their side. Is momentum. 63 minutes on the clock. Liverpool will have the equaliser. Chelsea won. Liverpool all
เรียบร้อยว่าแล้ว
a little bit of confidence. That's not a great header. A bit of head tennis between the two Chelsea players in James and Gusto, headed back to Robert Sanchez. And as you say, I think obviously, I'm going to be honest, I think Isak was probably meaning to bring it down for himself, but my word, what an assist that did turn into for the Swedish forward. That's a poor pass picked up by Gakpo. Heavy touch, but he does well to still come away with the ball. He's got two Chelsea players against him, does well to hold them off, but Malo Gusto comes over in the end and wins the ball. It kept in play, or was it last off of Robertson there? I believe it's gone out for a Chelsea throw. Tiani sort of saying to his head, let's keep going, let's keep this momentum up, because again, I'm not saying Liverpool have to go in the next 5 minutes, push everyone forward, look to get a goal and go 2-1 above. But what I think Alex sort of saying, keep this up. We don't want to let Chelsea take back control of the game after we just scored.
Well, there's panic clearly among the Chelsea backline. They cannot get the ball forward. All of a sudden, Tong, who some say at half-time had a really good first half, is now giving the ball away. Isak skipping away from Garnacho, can't keep it in. The tails are up for the Reds, they really are. I think Maresca's going to have to change something sooner rather than later. I don't know, maybe get somebody like Estevao on to drive Chelsea down the other end of the field for Kundo Buonanotte.
เชลซีไอ้นี่มันไม่มีตัวสร้างสรรค์เกมเลยเนี่ย
They need something going at the minute
เชล
because
ซี
they're
อะ
on the back foot.
มันไม่มีโคมพาเมอร์ มันมีแต่ตัวจี๊ดๆมันไม่มีตัวสร้างสรรค์
At all. Expected goals 0.17 for Chelsea, 1.37 for the visiting Reds. 5 shots to 6 in favour of Liverpool. Only the 1 shot on target for Chelsea. Obviously, they go from Caicedo. 2 shots on target for Ali Slot's side. And Cody Gakpo's shot was, again, it's one you expect him to do, but again, in terms of creating chances, it was a massive chance. Lavi is now on the ball. Switched it to Fernandez on the left-hand side. Garnacho striding into the penalty area. Ball across the face of goal. Goes through everyone. Cleared away, though, in the end by Robertson. Salah nearly gets on the end of that clearance as well. And this game is ever so finely poised with about half an hour to go. We're 65 minutes in, but of course we're stopping time. I'd say we've got about half an hour to go. Verts, lovely ball to unleash Salah. Can he pick out a teammate? Will he go for himself? He goes for goal.
Oh, it's
and
terrible.
He gets it all wrong, does the Egyptian there. I thought he made a good decision, if I'm honest, because everyone was so focused on in the middle, Gakpo for the pass through, as well as Isaac. I'm thinking, right, well, you've forgotten that Mo Salah can put the ball in the back of the net.
ไม่ได้เกี่ยวจะส่งนะเกี่ยวเล่นเองอ่ะ
Watching the replay back, so VAR would probably have brought that back if he would have put it in the top corner, maybe sparing the blushes there of the Egyptian. Lovely ball from Verts, but again, as you said, Chelsea just looking very, very shell-shocked right now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're very, very lucky Salah was offside and then completely messed up his shot. This is getting bad for Chelsea. And Champong's hit the deck. They're going to be down to they've got no fit senior centre half. Jarell Hatto's coming on to replace him. I'm telling you now, will play for Chelsea before the end of the season. It's going to happen. And all of a sudden, I think Maresca's going to sit there and think, maybe I shouldn't have cast him off just yet. But this is going to come back to bite them. Hatto's going to have to play centre half. You've now got 2 fullbacks playing centre back. This is going to be quite some matchup.
อ้าวเรียบร้อยมาอีกแล้ว
To see how this goes, seeing pictures of
ตะลายิงนกโอ้ยเหี้ยโอ้เลยดาม
with the Blues, including the 2 Premier League titles, and joined in January 2012 within 4 months. The Champions League winner, the former Bolton man, and as you say, Luke, things are in from bad to worse. Spot on substitute about to be made. I think if you're Axel Disasi, you're probably licking your lips, aren't you? Going, well, do you really want me to come back? With how Enzo Maresca's treated him, I'll be surprised if he's looking in the stands going, could anyone play centre back here? I'm not too sure, but substitution, Action Pong is off, and Hatto is on to the field. Now, Hatto, he is 6 foot tall, but of course, up against Alexander Isak, to swing those crosses in there at the moment, if you are Liverpool. So that's another substitution for Chelsea, and that's another the international break. I mean, I know injuries here, there, and everywhere. Could be a week injury, could be a 6-week injury. But the international break's probably come at a good time for Chelsea with injuries.
Yeah, I think it has done. It's going to allow some players to get back into a bit of fitness and get back into a position where they're fit to play for Chelsea, because they're looking really quite thin on the ground, which you should not be saying about a team that have spent this much money.
No, I think that's the thing, isn't it? If they were a side a little bit lower and picking up all these injuries, go fair enough. Here comes Chelsea with gusto, swings one into the area, headed away by Jones, falls for Garnacho inside the penalty area. Thought he was going to unleash a shot, 1-2 with Cucurella, back to the Argentine on the left-hand side. Good press by Liverpool. Been impressed with the Reds in this second half. Thought they were very poor in the first, but the second half of, well, whatever Alex Locke said at half-time, I mean, it's definitely worked. Ball won by McAllister in the middle. Gakpo gets there as well. They're pressing and packs and hunting in packs. Robertson's going to stride forward into the penalty area. Can he get a ball into the box? He does. Looking for Isaac, blocked away. Robertson comes away. Penalty shouts there. Referee Anthony Taylor says not a chance, and Pedro Neto will come forward down the space that's being vacated by Robertson. Skips inside past McAllister, sprays it out to Cucurella on the left-hand side. Further wide to Garnacho. It comes for Chelsea. Can he get a ball into the box? Looks for a 1-2 move with Enzo Fernandez. Possibly a foul off the ball. McAllister still on his feet. Pedro Neto writhing in pain. Didn't see it at all. So we will get a replay in a moment. He's still down.
Players don't keep their legs like that if they're in that much discomfort. I will be honest. I'm going to suspend my sympathy a second for Pedro Neto. And I'm going to assume when the camera pans back to the Liverpool defensive that he's back on his feet.
Yeah, I'm almost waiting to see him walk back into our shots. You can imagine the cameras would have, well, I assume Chelsea would have put the ball out of play by now if he was still down, so I can imagine the Portuguese is back to his feet. But what a second half we've had so far. It's been a great game and it's really picked up in the second half at Stamford Bridge. Independent off-tube studio commentary of this Saturday evening clash in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1, finally poised tie this evening. Full time, I'll pass you over to Lou.
Yeah, thanks Lewis. Gakpo's just giving the ball away, looking for Isak, and Chelsea had the ball back in midfield with Romeo Lavia. Ball forward, finds Joao Pedro, surrounded by red shirts, tries to feed Garnacho far side, but it's deflected and straight through to the hands of Georgi Mamardashvili. Barely mentioned Joao Pedro in the second half, have we? He's really not been involved whatsoever. And, if anything, that's allowed Liverpool to get a bit of control in this one and start to come forward, because they've been worried a little bit less about Chelsea's attacking options. What a run this is from Curtis Jones through midfield, feeds Salah, right hand side, one-on-one with Hato, ball towards the back post, good one. Jones with the header, it's going to be brought down by Gakpo inside the penalty area, edge of the box. He'll find McAllister with the strike, by Reece James, but it will fall back to McAllister, who's passed the Gakpo's over here and out for a goal kick. Liverpool really on top at the minute.
Yeah, they're looking really good, but going through the gears as well. Watching back again, to a degree he does. Jones getting in the way of Gakpo, going for a strike first time. Good strike from McAllister, just well blocked away by the Chelsea backline. A few defenders. We're going to watch it back now. The incident with Neto.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
It reminds me when, was it Kyle Walker in the Manchester derby last year when he put his head into someone and fell down? Neto runs into McAllister and then Neto goes down as if, well, McAllister headbutted him or something like that. Really poor from the Portuguese international, and yeah, it's not a good look. But here comes Chelsea down the left.
Yeah, it's not out of character, is it really, for Pedro Neto? Is now Garnacho has it for Chelsea. Ball down line, finds Cucurella, ball to the box, not a bad one. Joao Pedro looks the way of Anthony Taylor as the challenge came in. Referee says nothing, and Liverpool will come forward on the counter-attack. Soboslai, great ball over the box, over the top I should say. It will be gathered by Mohamed Salah, right-hand side, trying to create a bit of space. He's doubled up by Garnacho and Hato. Also, we'll just slow things down and then just go back to Ryan Gravenberch along the halfway line.
โอ้โหนี่ทำเป็นเล่นนะเนี่ยแค่2 ประตู 3 แอสซิสต์นะเนี่ยไอ้เจ้าไปโดอ่ะไม่แย่เลยนะ6 นัดอะ
slotted into that right back space for the moment. Now Van Dijk once again left side for Andy Robertson. Back to Van Dijk once more. Chelsea have forced Liverpool all the way back into their own defensive third with Gravenberch. Forward now to Van Dijk, his fellow Dutchman once again. Chip ball over the top looking for Isak. It'll get Chelsea running backwards, and Reece James made a bit of a mess of that. And has he fouled Isak in the process? Referee says no. Wirtz isn't happy. Isak is down holding on to his face, so surely Anthony Taylor's got to stop it for a head injury. Lewis will see a replay of it now. What on earth is Reece James doing there?
Yeah, he's all over the place there, is the right back. I think the problem is he's got his arm stretched out. His left arm catches Isak in the face. Now, he might have caught him in the eye. I think that's maybe what Isak's saying. But I think the problem that Reece James has got is he holds it there, doesn't he? For a split second. If he's holding it for a second, if it's an arm out, to me it's just an arm out and it catches him, unfortunately. With that one, it's almost he keeps it there for a second or two, doesn't he? If it is given or anything's up to, I think if I'm honest, it is quite soft. Slot's asking for an elbow. It's
That's generous. That would be generous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's nowhere near. That's what I mean. Look, if that was my team, I understand. I want a penalty, but Slot's got to understand it's not an elbow. But I think it would have been soft. But it looks like Isak might even be coming off just for treatment or off as a whole.
I think he's probably off for treatment. I didn't see Ekitike ready to come on. We're just about to see the ref cam view of Cody Gakpo's equaliser. I'll tell you what, it's not a bad angle, is it? It's really quite nice when you get a good view of the celebrating away end as well. Then that's on 2 occasions there. On another day, we maybe could have seen 2 penalties. Instead, we've seen none. And Isak is indeed going to be brought off by Arne Slot and Hugo Ekitike. There was questions as to whether he would be fit to play this evening. He is going to be fit to play, and he is going to come on, the number 22, looking to try and make an impact. I would say he's been Liverpool's best attacker so far this season, and well, he's got a chance to really prove that this evening. Mark Guiu and Jamie Gittins are coming on. Garnacho and Joao Pedro coming off. They've been anonymous for the majority of this game. So, Lewis, I'll be honest, I don't think that's the most surprising change at all.
No, it's not a surprise, is it? Garnacho in the first maybe, half an hour, he was a little bit of an annoyance to Conor Bradley. He couldn't really get near him, and it was one of them. I've covered Garnacho off Manchester United. He's very young as well. I'm not going to take that away from him, but he's very inconsistent. I think Gibbs coming on adds a bit more pace as well. Esteval, I've been really impressed whenever I've seen him. And Maggie, it's an opportunity at the end of the day, isn't it? More of a probably out and out number 9. João Pedro's fantastic, but he's more of a player who offers more than just a number 9. Whereas, whereas Matokatiki, if you will, he will drop deep. He'll go here, he'll go there. Whereas he wants to probably just score goals, and that's about it.
Yeah, he's had an interesting start to the season, hasn't he, Mark Guiu? He was on loan at Sunderland for, 2 weeks before being recalled back by Chelsea after the injury for Liam Delap. Fernandes has now picked the ball up for Chelsea. Ball forward to Lavia. Holds off McAllister well, spreads it onto the right for Esteval. Esteval looking to try and bring the ball forward, goes one way, then the other. Just to confirm, by the way, Esteval came on for Pedro Neto. I missed that change. So it's Guiu on for João Pedro, Esteval on for Neto, and Gittins on for Garnacho. That's the ball to the box. Guiu with the header. That's gone sideways rather than towards goal. And Andy Robertson's put the ball out of play for a corner. Lavia trying to get the crowd up. There's been a bit of a joke going around social media, hasn't there, after midweek? Chelsea playing goal songs. Chelsea Dagger obviously didn't hear whether it had been played after Moises Caicedo's goal, but it was quite funny, wasn't it? Midweek listening to them play goal songs afterwards, as here comes Esteval down the right side, bunt to the box, again deflected by Robertson, and again out for another corner.
Yeah, they're keeping the pressure up here at Chelsea. It's very, for me, at least, it's a very German thing, isn't it? A lot of the German teams have the goal songs, Bayern Munich, Eintracht Frankfurt and so forth. Not very much in an English side, but
it's all right for German teams to do it because they've got a bit more of an atmosphere.
Yes.
I think it's fair to say. As Esteval now has it down the right, trying to get away from Florian Wirtz, held up well, so we'll go back to Gusto. Kukurea, poor touch, almost allows Salah in, but he's able to release it to Caicedo, right hand side. That's a poor pass though from Esteval, and Chelsea have committed bodies forward. Gakpo finds Wirtz, terrible first touch from him, and now Liverpool have committed too many bodies. Esteval away from Gakpo, referee Anthony Taylor says that was a dive as Esteval hits the deck, and now maybe Liverpool come forward on the counter attack. It's a really poor pass from McAllister, looking for Salah, and Chelsea have it back once again. Enzo Fernandez just lays it off to Jamie Gittins. Gittins now inside for James. James now square to Caicedo just inside the centre circle. On the right for Gusto. And then to Reece James. And Chelsea just coming backwards until the captain plays it to Esteval near side, but he's given the ball away, challenged well by Robertson, and Robertson's got runners in front of him, floats one towards the back post. Can Salah keep it in? He can, under pressure from Kukurea. He's done well to win a throw-in on the far side. That's been a really good battle between those two this evening, but that was so good from Andy Robertson.
Oh, it was, and it just shows that the old dog still can learn new tricks, right? Andy Robertson, but that's what you want, where almost felt like when Kirkins was coming in, it almost to a degree, Robertson was half a foot out sometimes, I felt like, over the summer with Ruben's here, there and everywhere, but he's someone who can offer so much still to Liverpool in the next coming years, definitely this season, and he's more up to me now with that steady hand, you know, you only get from him, you know he's going to do what needs to be done. Gravenberg's flying forward, here come Liverpool.
Yeah, he trying to flick around the corner to Wirtz after that great run from Gravenberg, pass though intercepted by Gusto. His then ball into midfield is poor, and Soboslai's going to win it back. Kukurea then goes flying in. Challenge comes in from Gravenberg, and now Soboslai's going to have a free kick given against him. I'm not entirely sure how this free kick goes against Soboslai, nor do I understand how he gets a yellow card, given he wasn't the one making the tackle, Lewis.
He went for more, he just went for the ball, didn't he? Just watch it back. Again, if I'm honest, I think it's just two players going for the ball. Soboslai there, loses that, goes for the ball.
Where's the foul?
Kukurea goes down.
Kukurea looks at Anthony Taylor as he hits the deck. There's no foul there, and he gets a yellow card for it. What if you did the angle from before shows Kukurea look at Anthony? I mean, that is terrible refereeing. I don't understand that at all.
I think it's disappointing, isn't it? Because again, we watch that and you sit there and go, to me, first of all, it's not a foul, but you just sit there and watch and you go, right, is it two players going for the ball at the end of the day? First of all, yeah, it's not a foul. It's just, you look at the referee and go, that needs to be a better decision there from the referee. I think it was poor, and again, as you said, Kukurea almost buying a foul there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now, at the feet of Robert Sanchez, he's going to launch one long over the top looking towards Esteval. Robertson gets the better of him once again, although Lavia's won it in midfield, and McAllister stopped running, and Lavia can come forward for Chelsea. Shoves it on to the left. Jamie Gittins, one-on-one with Soboslai, ball down the line. There's a Fernandes, and that's just gone past the post. Unbelievable bit of defending there from Ryan Gravenberch to take it away from goal. But that really should have been 2-1, and that all comes from Liverpool's midfield falling apart. So good that from Ryan Gravenberch.
That's top notch from the midfield, and they're great players. Well, overlapping run from Fernandes puts it right into the area you want. It's good attacking, it's good defending. Chelsea still coming forward.
Yeah, Esteval, right hand side, cuts one way, then the other, looking for options around him. He's going to go back to Caicedo. Trying to get down the right-hand side. He's away from Ekitike, but he's been held up by the Frenchman. And then Ekitike wins the ball back expertly inside the penalty area, and he's going to drive forward. Good tackle comes in from Caicedo, though, to stop Ekitike progressing any further forward. And that's going to be a throw for Liverpool with 10 minutes to go of the 90. Independent off-tube studio-based commentary. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. It's been a fascinating game so far, thoroughly entertaining, and there's still plenty left in it as Ekitike plays it round the corner to Gakpo brilliantly, driving down the left-hand side, one-on-one with Gusto, wants it on his right foot, gets it on his right foot, Gakpo lays off for Ekitike, shot blocked, Soboslai trying to get towards goal, he finds his way to Verts, and instead tries to play the pass, and Chelsea can get it clear.
I think Gakpo as well made the right decision. I just think he cuts inside and he takes that second touch. I think he's going for a shot, and I think he just puts off the French forward a little bit, if I'm honest. It's great play from Liverpool, though. They're moving through Chelsea easily, and they're coming again.
Yeah, here they come now. Ekitike, edge of the penalty area, finds Verts. Verts, lovely ball. Back post, Gakpo brings it down just inside the box. Lays on Florian Verts, can't get it under control. And Chelsea can get it clear, and they escape once again. McAllister wins the ball by nicely off of Esteval, and he'll look to try and create something. 35 yards away from goal. We'll just play it in centrally for Ryan Gravenberch. Gravenberch now finds Curtis Jones. Lays it off to Virgil van Dijk, left-hand side now finds Robertson. Robertson inside to Gakpo, he's made the overlapping run, has Andy Robertson, but Gakpo would rather take Gusto on one-on-one, shuffling down the left-hand side. He's got away from Gusto, Gusto then flies through him. That's surely got to be a foul against the Frenchman. Anthony Taylor says no, and Verts will put a block in, and that's how to play for a throw on the near side. Gakpo looks in a fair bit of discomfort. Lewis, I don't know what you think, we'll see from the replay now. Yeah, Gusto gets none of the ball there.
At first I thought he did well to win it just because of the angle of it, but it does go through him there. Referee Anthony Taylor, I think, is going to give another yellow card to someone on the touchline. He's already, what was it, Enzo Maresca?
Yeah, Enzo Maresca already yellow card, and Nana Slott's now got one as well.
Both managers are in the book now.
Yeah, Nana Slott clearly not happy about something. I'm sure we'll find out after the game what it is. I get the feeling that if neither team wins this game, a lot of onus is going to be put on the referee. It has to be said. I don't think either of them will be particularly happy with how Anthony Taylor's refereed this afternoon, which normally means that it's been relatively even. There's a ball now in midfield for Chelsea. Finds its way to Esteval, right-hand side, great ball forward, can't be gathered by Enzo Fernandez, and Liverpool can get it clear. Salah's going to chase after loose ball. Reece James does just about enough to stop it from getting through to Salah. And back go Chelsea once again in possession with Gusto. Back to his captain James. Square for Jarell Hato, who then plays it forward to Enzo Fernandez. Back to Reece James once again. Square to Malo Gusto. Now Reece James once more. Liverpool just recouping a little bit of energy before they get back going once again, but Chelsea are going to look to come forward. It's Gittins, left-hand side, one-on-one with Soboslai. One way, then the other, straight towards goal. Good save from Georgi Mamardashvili. Once again, Liverpool on the back foot, but they get away with it this time. Esteval cuts in, left-footed straight towards goal. What an unbelievable save from the Georgian, who celebrates like he's just scored himself. Excellent stop on Premier League debut. Esteval, lovely effort towards goal.
I think the first save was good. He's just bettered it there. Probably curling, maybe hitting the post. Mamardashvili doesn't know that though. Great save from the Georgian. We're going to see Gittins' chance again as well. Was that going on target? That was in the back of the net. That's the save you expect. But great back-to-back saves there from the Georgian. Chelsea ready to be swung in, and what an ending win for at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. About 6 minutes left to go of normal time in this one. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Corner swung in. Mamardashvili will punch away. Gittins can't get it under control. Gusto, though, will gather right-hand side. Cuts in on his left. He's got Gittins there with him. He's also got Reece James there with him. It's a poor pass to Reece James. Chelsea will have to reset just outside the centre circle through Moises Caicedo. Verts will put the squeeze on. As James has it back once again, ball down the right hand side, finds Malo Gusto. Gusto opens his body up, ball down the line, good one. Finds Esteval, cuts him one way and the other, looking for options around him. Laid off Malo Gusto, the offside flag's gone up against Esteval, and Liverpool have the ball back. Really poor there.
เรียบร้อยยิงเรียบร้อยโอ้ย
ไอ้เหี้ยปัดเฉย
Well, this is an interesting
Ui.
change. It looks as though that Wataru
Oh,
Endo
oh,
is
oh.
ready to come on sooner
Yet
rather than later. That
เฮ้ยเซฟได้ไงอ่ะบอลจะเข้าอยู่แล้วน่ะ
Curtis Jones is going to be given a bit more license to come forward. They have to make sure
Yeah.
they control though Liverpool, unlike what they did against Crystal Palace, coming from behind, thinking they'd secured the win. They can't go too gung-ho. They have to recognise as well that they need the point rather than none. As Esteval wins the ball back, Paul passed it through from Liverpool. Ball through to Guiu is gathered well by Georgie Marmadashvili, and he sets Liverpool going straight away. Robertson driving down the left-hand side. He's away from Esteval. Finds Gakpo down left. Wow, I thought Robertson was running inside. Instead, he just kicked it down the line. Caicedo's going to try and see it out for a goal kick. He hasn't seen it out. Thinks it's a foul. Robertson has it in the box. Gakpo now trying to get away from his men. Ball into the box is weak on his left foot. Easily gathered by Robert Sanchez.
I mean, what a piece of play from Andy Robertson there. He's been electric in the left-hand side in this second half. Now forward come Chelsea. It's like a basketball game at the moment, but that's overhit, and it will go out for a Liverpool goal kick. We saw the stat about Liverpool scoring after the 80th minute mark. They are almost stoppage time FC this season. They're entertaining, that's for sure. And looking who's going on, who's coming off. You're spot on, Luke. It will be McAllister. I think it's almost in right. We're still going to have 4 players going forward, but if Endo could just go and be our sitter, get some fresh legs in there, you just sweep up Wataru. That's what your job's going to be coming on. Make sure we see this game out. If we pick up 3 points, we do. But look, a point on the road to Stamford Bridge, that's still a big point. It's still a really good point. Just Anfield win the game, don't lose away.
เรียบร้อยดิไอ้เหี้ยจับลาวอีกโอ้โห
โอ้โหอะไรวะไอ้เหี้ย
I think it's one of those where the performance was almost more important than the result today. For Liverpool, of course, if they'd gone on to lose,
ห้ามไปไหน
but the performance was so important, and the performance, particularly in the second half, has been so much better. So what back in midfield, Curtis Jones goes back to Virgil van Dijk under pressure from Guiu, will go all the way back to Marmadashvili. Heavy first touch, but he'll still get away from the Spanish striker. Down the line for Salah. Salah who's just foul, crazy challenge for the ball. Salah not happy with the decision. I think he just lent into the former Brighton man a little bit too much, and that's going to be a free kick the way of Chelsea, and a chance for the Blues to get the ball back once again and get their side going in possession once more. Camera pans to the Liverpool fans in the away end at Stamford Bridge, all looking rather quite nervy because they know this game can go one of 3 ways, and there's one way in particular they really want it to go. It's whether the team have got the legs in them to do it and whether they've got the quality to do so. Gakpo for the away side, back to Jones, nice ball forward, finds Wataru Endo, gets away from Fernandes but can't find the ball on the near side for Curtis Jones, and that's out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. And so Maresca just barking orders at his team. They've really not looked the same side in the second half, and they'll be thoroughly disappointed with their team's performance. Salah nearly takes it off for Jarell Hato, who walks himself into trouble, but he just about gets away with it. Romeo Lavia is going to come forward, and look at where the space is for Gittins, in behind, great tackle from Soboslai, and Marmadashvili can get it away. Soboslai caught out of position initially, but does so well to get back at the former Juventus man, former Dortmund man I should say, sorry.
Yeah, it's his fault the space is there, but he makes up for it, doesn't he? Great tackle from the Hungarian, but here come Chelsea.
Yeah, here come Chelsea. Gittins once again trying to get the ball into the box. Wataru Endo with a great header away. Vertso challenged well by Hato. Forward come Chelsea once again. Hato ball into the box towards Guiu. That's a good tackle in there inside the penalty area. Strike comes in from Caicedo. Oh, that was travelling, and I think it's been tipped over the bar by Marmadashvili. I mean, what a 2 goals that would have been for Caicedo had he scored that. That was seriously travelling towards goal.
I think that's why he goes for the strike, doesn't he? Maybe just going over, but once again, Marmadashvili, you've got to be safe as a goalkeeper. I think, as you say, because he's already put that world-class strike in the back of the net, he's thinking, right, let me try my chances once again. With Chelsea corner coming up.
Yeah, corner to be swung in on the near side. It will be Esteval with his left boot. Swings it towards the near post. It's a really poor corner, easily cleared away by Hugo Ekitike. Esteval though will gather the loose ball and will go back to Reece James. Chip ball into the penalty area. Go on, Guiu with the
ดู
header.
ในมีฝา
ไปแล้วโอ้ยเฮีย
And he's got Liverpool going quickly. Soberslide ball into the centre circle, finds Ekitike. Liverpool driving forward. Ekitike onto the right side for Salah. Salah trying to get away from Hato.
มันกลับเข้ามาอย่างเงี้ยก็เสร็จดิเรียกมุมในเขา
He was always travelling wide. He certainly didn't catch it well, Soberslide, but Liverpool really coming forward with threat.
That's really just put him in goal just because of the throws that he's got to set you off on a counter.
ใส่แม่งเลยเฮีย
The goalkeeper, and he doesn't hit it cleanly, as you say. Does Soboslai almost trapped him wide? Don't blame him for going for a strike there, Chelsea. The game in the middle is so open in the moment. Here comes Chelsea. Mamadashvili will get there though. Nearly loses it to Esteval, but gets him going again. I think there'll be a free kick against the young Brazilian getting in the way of the ball being rolled out. But what an ending we've got. Let's see how much added time we've got in a moment.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 5 minutes surely at the end of this one. Robertson, what a ball. That is Ekitike trying to get on the end of it. Reece James made a mess of it, but Hato was there to just nod it back to Robert Sanchez. There will be 7 minutes added on this one. Stamford Bridge, independent off-tube studio-based commentary. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. The Blues really trying to push forward, as are Liverpool. He's end-to-end stuff with a minute, like watching a basketball match, but with the highest tensions in this one. Gakpo trying to put pressure on Gusto. We'll just go back to Reece James. Now with Joel Hato. Ball forward to Caicedo. Further forward for Lavia. Now with Esteval. Near side, going one way, then the other opens his body. Left footed ball, it's a good one! Oh, it's off the post! And wide in the end from Enzo Fernandez. Mamadashvili barking at Dominic Soboslai. He has to do better. He let his man go. But that should have been 2-1.
What a ball into the back sticks. And what a header for Enzo Fernandez. I'm sure he thought once he gets his head on this, that's 2-1. And the Blues have got all 3 points. Nothing Mamadashvili could do in goal. And as you say, he's spot on. Left his man there. Terrible from Soboslai. He got away with it a few minutes ago because he got back in position to help out. But he was just caught napping at the back post. That could have been the big chance that Chelsea were looking for and they missed out on. Still think Liverpool have probably got one big chance left in them.
Yeah, quite possibly. Robertson for the Reds. Chipped, left-footed ball down the near side. Will be brought down by Gakpo, but out of play for a throw for Chelsea. Gusto will take it quickly. Slot trying to get his side to step forward and put pressure on the ball. Hato now plays the one down the middle for Enzo Fernandez. Trying to move away from anybody in red. Will play a ball in behind, but it's woeful. It's massively overhit, nowhere near anybody in blue. And easily gathered by Mamadashvili, who's in green. As Gravenberg now has it, 4 on the slot side.
Oh yeah!
เรียบร้อยโอ้โหเฮีย
And Endo's going to keep stepping forward. Lays it off for Salah. Salah now will go back to Soboslai, just inside Chelsea territory. Back into zone half for Gravenberg. Gravenberg now along the halfway line for Van Dijk. Now with Curtis Jones. He's trying to get away from Romeo Lavia. Played inside to Gravenberg. Gravenberg now finds Virgil van Dijk. Down the line for Gakpo. Skips away from Esteval. Good from Cody Gakpo. Esteval though gets back at him and wins it back. And will set Mark Guiu away. Can he get there? Sorry, it's Enzo Fernandez who is trying to set away, but he can't get on the end of it. It's an overhit pass. And Mamadashvili will gather and he'll get Liverpool going once again.
เสมอใช่ปะ
5 minutes to go in
ไม่
this
มี
one.
อะไรหรอก
What
ดู
a
ตรง
thriller it's
แต่
been.
ก็ไม่แน่ว่าเชล
How
ซีไม่
tight it's been.
มีโอกาสมากกว่า
And
นะ
how much both teams
เชลซีมีโอกาสมากกว่า
wants all 3
ว่า
points. But as things stand,
ว่า
they're
สู
going
สี
one apiece. Jones, left hand side, finds Gakpo. Gakpo, 1-on-1 with Gusto. Looking to feed Robertson in behind. Esteval stuck with the Scotsman. Wins it back. Will chip one over the top. Guiu with the header in behind. Nobody running off of him. Gravenberg will gather. And Liverpool have possession back once again. Jones, left hand side, is going to step forward. He's going to get Liverpool moving. Goes square to Wataru Endo. Endo right hand side finds Soboslai. Soboslai down the line for Salah. Turns away from Kukurea. Feeds Ekitike. Lets it run. Jones inside the penalty area over the bar. That was the chance for Liverpool. I'm sure there'll be another one for both sides between now and the end of the game. But that was a really good opportunity. They've worked that brilliantly. Shades of the Newcastle goal at St James's Park earlier this season. But Jones over the crossbar.
I think he's just got to try and keep it down.
นี่ทะลุช่องสวย
หลุดแล้ว
โอ้ยเหี้ยแรงอีกแล้ว
Across the surface, I think it causes the goalkeeper a world full of problems. Ekitike, lovely little dummy to let run through his legs there. You can see, he used to talk about tension. Look at the tension on the two coaches' faces. They can't believe it, but my word, both their two teams have given us one fantastic entertainment show this Saturday evening in the Premier League. And I think they're probably a points deserved, if I'm quite honest, between both teams. Chelsea were better in the first, Liverpool have been better in the second. I think Liverpool, they'll be striding forward in the second themselves. Here they come with Grafenberg into Ekitike.
Yeah, Ekitike trying to get away from Reece James. Reece James puts a good tackle in, but Ekitike will still gather the ball. That's a great ball in behind. Robertson gets it under control. Brilliant defending from Caicedo. He's seen that out for a goal kick. High five Robertson on the way past. Great battle between those two. Phenomenal from Ekitike. Really unfortunate. Just couldn't quite get on the end of it how he would have liked. But Liverpool still pressing for the winner. With about 2 minutes left to go of the 7 added on. Chelsea now in possession, moving smoothly through midfield. Cucurella, left-hand side, got runners in front of him. Will feed Gittins on the far side, one-on-one with Soboslai. Cuts in on his right foot, finds Enzo Fernandez, held up well by Curtis Jones. Trying to go one way then the other. Cucurella in behind, ball towards the back post, and it's in! And Esteval has won it in the last 2 minutes. It's the young Brazilian who's done it for Chelsea. Delight for Enzo Maresca, who runs into the corner to celebrate with his players. But Chelsea have won it late on, and it's Esteval with the winner.
It's his first goal for the Blues as well. At the back sticks, he gets there with almost a tap-in, and Chelsea at the depth have got all 3 points. Liverpool kept fighting and fighting, but my word, what a piece of play that was from Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez and the ball across the box. The young 18 years of age coming in from Palmeiras on his 9th appearance for the Blues. Gets his first goal for the Blues. And
ว่าลิเวอร์พูลโดนนาทีบ้าไปอ่ะคอนเทนต์อีกแล้วทั่วโลกแล้วทั่วโลกสนุกเลยวันนี้
I think I disagree a little bit, Lewis. I think it's too late. I think it's game done and dusted. On
โลงแล้วหลุดแล้วเนี่ย
หลุดแล้วไปสิ
ใช่ดิ
โอ้โหช้าไป
There were appeals for offside against Mark Cucurella. He's well onside. He's way onside. Wataru Endo falls asleep. He had one job
เฮ้ยสวย
to stick with.
เรียบร้อยเรียบร้อย
ไอ้ยี่นี่หล่อไปเลย
It's Crystal Palace all over again from last
ไอ้
Saturday.
เหี้ย
It's ecstasy though for Enzo Maresca.
เฮ้ยโค้ชมันวิ่งมาว่ะ
Down the sideline to celebrate with his players.
ไอ้เหี้ย
What a 3 points this is going to end up being for Chelsea. Jubilation in the stands around Stamford Bridge. Jubilation for Esteval getting his first Chelsea goal.
ไอ้เหี้ยมันโดนเหมือนโดนพาเลทอ่ะ
Towards the end of the season as Cucurella and Fernandez are now going to have a bit of argy-bargy with Virgil van Dijk who went challenging.
เล่นโคตรดีอ่ะเนี่ยนะช่วยเกมรับอย่างเดียว
Reece James just having a conversation with Van Dijk. Enzo Fernandez walking away after starting things in the first place. Cucurella not happy with Virgil van Dijk either. And Anthony Taylor is just signalling that it's a goal kick and the goal kick needs taking soon. Van Dijk signalling to Anthony Taylor that that time needs to be added on. Enzo Maresca has been given its second yellow card.
เฮ้ยล้ำป่าวะเนี่ยดูเหมือนล้ำไม่ล้ำ
ลูกไม่ล้
Enzo Maresca's been sent off. He will be suspended for at least 8
ไม่ล้ำแล้ว
ไม่ล้
2 yellow cards for him. He will not care one bit, will he? His team are going to pick up the 3 points. He'll be absolutely delighted. And well, as for Liverpool, it's for the first time under Arne Slot, 3 games in a row that they've lost. And well, there's not much more to say than that. Back to the drawing board. They were better today than they have been over the last week. Those 2 games against Palace and Galatasaray were really quite poor, but it still wasn't enough today. Still not quite enough to see them over the line. And it'll be interesting to see what Arne Slot's got to say after the full-time whistle. That's a foul from Enzo Fernandez on Dominic Soboslai, but it will not matter because Anthony Taylor has blown the full-time whistle and Chelsea
แพ้ไปแพ้ไปดูแพ้ไป
their rivals Liverpool.
อาร์เซนอลกูมาแล้ว
It took the lead inside 15 minutes through an absolute screamer through Moises Caicedo, and they were well on top throughout the first 45 minutes, but Liverpool came out firing in the second half, and just after the hour mark, Cody Gakpo was able to equalise. Liverpool had chances to win the game. They had chances
No
to take
again.
it away from Chelsea, but ultimately it was 19-year-old Estevao in the final few moments of the game scoring his first Chelsea goal that seals all 3 points for the Blues and moves them back towards the top of the table. Disappointment for Liverpool, 3 games in a row they've lost for the first time under Arne Slot, but delight for Chelsea, they're back to winning ways after back-to-back defeats in the Premier League. Full time
เรียบร้อยกูเลี้ยวหูกูจบแล้ว
Chelsea
แพ้
2, Liverpool 1.
เรียบร้อยเรียบร้อยครับเพื่อน
Our next football
Chelsea
match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary, while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.
อาร์เซนอลกูอยู่ที่1ครับเสร็จแล้ว
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary, while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer,